Hello everyone, today we are about to set off on another adventure to Dartmoor to check out some of its Second World War remains. But before we do that, I just wanted to give you a quick sort of general channel update about Beyond the Point TV. First things first, you might have noticed over the past year or so we've been producing a lot more video content. We've been doing some of the sort of vlog style videos such as this one, as well as our kind of professional documentaries, because the vlogs are quicker to produce and they're a bit more easy to carry the equipment around for. It means that we can produce a lot more videos more often. So we've obviously got a variety of video styles now, so let us know what you think about that. Also, I just wanted to say, Beyond the Point, if you're new to us, it's not all about the videos. It's actually always really been more so about our website, beyondthepoint.co.uk, and that documents all the different historic places we've covered in the southeast of England. And we've got our photographs, our videos and articles all written up on there, so you can find out about all of these places. A lot of them haven't even been filmed, you know, we've photographed a lot of them, so go and find out about them for yourself. There might be one near you. Also, I've been at university for the last 3 years, and Joe works full-time in London. So due to time and distance and stuff, it's not always been possible for us to do every adventure together, but I'm coming back from uni for good, so expect a lot more videos from the pair of us. We've got a lot of stuff lined up. We've even filmed some new videos together which are in the pipeline already. So hope that explains a lot about what's going on with Beyond the Point at the moment. We've been quite enjoying doing a few more videos really lately. We're trying to actually do about one a fortnight, sometimes maybe one every weekend if it's a sort of multi-part adventure. Sometimes it might be less often, you know. I think it's always worked best for Joe and I when we do what we want when we want, so you know, it's just about going with the flow really. But without further ado, we're going to get into the adventure, so enjoy. Hello guys, today we are at Dartmoor. We are at Rippon Tor firing range. It's a World War II firing range built in 1942 for small arms training of British armed soldiers. So this is the first place we're going to be looking at. We're next going to be looking at 2 American plane crash sites out on the moors, and they've still actually got bits of the wreckages surviving on the moors, so that's going to be really good fun. Rippon Tor Rifle Range, located near Horsham on the eastern outskirts of Dartmoor, began service in 1942 for military small arms training. It belongs to the East Dartmoor Rangers area, ceasing official operation in the 1960s. We start here at the troop shelter. We've got this sort of, you know, it's just a kind of shed down that end. Not much really of interest there. It's sort of collapsing down the far end. But at this end, we've actually got this sort of breeze block actual room. We've got the window frame here, still intact. It's all been sort of shuttered off with that corrugated iron. But look at this, still got the hinges and stuff. Quite cool, really. This definitely looks like the toilet. Still got the paint on the ceiling there. What's in there? Nothing much. That's a bit more bare. And there's nothing in these sections by the looks of things. And there's also this section here as well. Now I've actually bought myself some new boots for the exploring. These are reproductions of the British Army DMS boots that the army wore in the 60s, 70s and 80s, and they're pretty much the exact same as those worn in World War I and World War II, except they've got more comfortable rubber on the soles. I did ask in the IKS Exploration Facebook group whether people thought this was a good idea for exploring. Obviously it's just a bit of fun for the videos and stuff, to add to the overall aesthetic. But you know, people were saying you're crazy, you're gonna destroy your feet and stuff. But you know, people walked hundreds of miles in these back in the day, and to be honest, first wear, they arrived this morning, they're already nice and comfortable, to be honest. Gonna take a bit of softening up, I'm sure, but I reckon they're nice and hard wearing. For £27 you can't go wrong there. So we're now coming up to the backstop of the firing range, the actual place where the targets would have been set up. And it's a huge sand wall with reinforced brick buttressed back to it. Have a look at it. It's just over there, as you can see, and we've got another bit here, which I suppose is where the people working here would have actually sorted out the targets and stuff. So people would have fired from down there onto the targets here, and then behind you've actually got the backstop with the sand on it to stop the bullets from going off any further into the distance. So this is where the operation of the targets would have gone on. We've still got the bits of machinery there. Very cool. As you can see, you've got the wheels there. So you would have had the target on a big wooden board in this sort of runner, and you'd probably turn the wheels or something. It would rise up above here. People would fire at it, and then the bullets would land on the backstop. Here's some sort of big building at the end. There we go. Cool stuff. So again, we've got the target section there and the backstop behind. We've got this storage shed. I think obviously the roof on that's collapsed. There's a load of asbestos down there now. But yeah, this basically, I can only imagine it was used for storing the targets, or you know, whatever was needed for the people working here. There's a few features left, like the bars on the windows. We've also got some sort of big metal gutter type thing still there along the doorway. Right, so we're climbing up the backstop now. Butt stop, should I say. Oh, nearly fallen over. So this is where the bullets would have ended up landing. They would have passed through the targets down there from the firing positions behind that, and the bullets would have all landed here. And it was a small arms range, so probably expect a few 303 rifle rounds and stuff like that. Whether or not we'd actually find any, I don't know. We can have a look. A gentleman has just come up to us and he's told us a bit about the history of the place. And he is a local to Dartmoor, and back in the 70s he used to shoot here at this range after it had passed for military service, and it was used as a civilian firing range. So he used to shoot here in the 70s, and he said Obviously it's got a lot more overgrown now. It's changed a fair bit, and a lot of the bullets and stuff that were left here have all been dug up and metal detected, because after it closed a lot of people wanted to find the bullets, but he did say there may still be a few, so you never know, we might be lucky. Right guys, we've actually found one of the bullets. I was just looking here at the very bottom of the butt stop, and I've actually found one of the bullets still here in the sand where it's been smashed up upon impact. Let's have a look. There it is. Don't know how well that's going to come out. You see there, probably not very focused on the GoPro, unfortunately. You can see that's the base of it. It's come in and it's hit the sand, and that whole end, you can see where it's literally smushed out from impact.
Here is a comparison between the cleaned expended bullet and an intact British .303 cartridge of the kind that would have been used during Rippon Tor's military service. The silver tip is the actual bullet, made from a copper-nickel alloy. The size and greenish hue of the bullet we found corresponds with the corrosion of this metal in the .303 round. However, the inside is hollow, and this could have been because its lead core corroded or disintegrated. Its deformed shape means that it is hard to certify whether this was a military round.
We're now on top of the actual butt stop. It is really high up here. I mean, I don't know if it comes out very well on the GoPro, but you can see the bottom down there, and it is really, really high. I mean, the land on that side is nowhere near as low as it is behind the butt stop, and it's literally just a brick wall with a ton of sand holding it up, and that's where we're on now. We've got all the gorse and stuff growing in the sand now, but yeah, it's a great old view. It's sort of, the ramp, it sort of goes on a diagonal. I don't know if that's movement over the years or it was built like that originally. See the gentleman off in the distance is taking a few photos and that, looking for his binoculars, who used to shoot at these ranges. So it's good to know a bit about the history of the place. No idea what that would have been used for. Perhaps that was added later. Maybe it's to hold the bank up, do you think? Stop it, all the sand from collapsing. Yeah.
Rifle Range's enormous butt stop has stood as a mark of war upon the landscape, having been notably described as a monstrous construction, visible for miles around.
Look at the size of it. I mean, that is a huge structure, really. Unbelievable. Look at that. Incredible stuff. So I think the last part of the Rippon Tor range to look at is just these sort of bits here. I think it's a water tank or something like that. So I'm guessing it would have supplied the sewage or, you know, water supply to the facilities there at the range. We can see all the sort of pipes coming out of it down in the in the bottom of this big old tank. Look at that. I mean, it's still got these huge water tanks in there. But it is impressive that it's all still there. Look at that. That's got to be original. So this mound here that's all overgrown, this is actually one of the firing positions, and there's about 3 or 4 of them that run in a line up to the target area. Doesn't look like there's much here, does it? Just looks like an earthen bank. So perhaps all this would have been, all the firing positions would have been, perhaps it was just the amount of earth that the soldiers would have laid along the top of. They might have had some sandbags set up along there to rest the guns on and that, if that. But it doesn't look like there's any actual structures put in for that. So some sort of disc of metal in the bush.
It's definitely bullets.
Big old piece of
drum or something?
corrugated iron or whatever.
Just the roof
Possibly bullet holes, but I reckon that's just decay or something, isn't it? Yeah, it could be part of the roof of the...
They had a shelter. Maybe if you can find some photos afterwards.
Yeah, maybe see a better view of it in old photographs and that. Yeah, yeah. So it could have been the case that the soldiers actually just stood behind the mounds, stood in front of them. Sorry. So people firing from the positions behind them. Obviously, there was no risk of the bullets hitting them because they would have had to go through all that earth behind them.
5 died, 3 injured.
Pieces of the fuselage or something left here since 1943 when the plane come down. I found the bone.